Welcome to the Boxing Talk Show.
Fair but firm.
With the Hall of Fame boxing referee.
I'm Joe Cortez.
And co-host John Zamel for all of Las Vegas.
Come on, guys. Let's touch them up. Clean fight. I'm Joe Cortez. Fair but firm.
Welcome to the Fair but Firm Show here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the boxing capital of the world.
Yes, sir.
Guys, tonight, the big fight.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
It's a fight that we've been waiting for. Tyson Fury against Deontay Wilder for the heavyweight championship of the world.
My God.
I mean, we haven't had a fight like this in a while.
No, sir.
I mean, it just brings a lot of interest because Tyson Fury is doing a lot of talking.
He's really good at that.
He sounds just like Conor McGregor.
Yeah, he does.
They can shoot their mouth off. Let's
Like
see what
Irish Ali.
Let's see what they can do tonight. But Wilder says, my fists are going to do the talking tonight.
His fists always do the talking, man.
Hey,
That's a man who's mad, yeah.
39 knockouts out of 40 wins. Come on, that man's got a punch. There's
He's
no question
knocked out
about
every
it.
person he's ever shared a ring with. That's a big deal,
Even
man.
the other guy, the one that he went the distance with, he fought him against
Stavern, yeah.
And he ended up knocking him out on the
first
rematch.
round.
Yeah.
In the first round, three knockdowns, out cold.
He didn't even do one punch.
He didn't land one punch. He threw four. It said he threw four, but yeah, he didn't.
Yeah. But anyway, so tonight we got the big one, and I know everybody's going to be glued to their TV because the night is here. This is the one we've been waiting for a while, even though we know Tyson Fury has been inactive for a while. He fought a couple of palookas on his way back, warm-up, tune-up fights. But
Yes, sir.
I don't know if tune-up fight going to help him tonight because, I mean, he looks good.
Well, if he looked anything like he looked in those tune-up fights, then it's not going to help him. Then it's going to be short work, and we'll be eating dinner quickly.
Yeah.
But if he was just getting some rounds in, getting some work in, if he's really back to his 2015 form like he says he is, and of course he says he is, then and he looks pretty good, man. He's only 10 pounds more than he weighed against Klitschko.
What?
He doesn't look bad. He looks a little flabby, but that's expected 3 years later.
Yeah.
But I got to say, he doesn't. He looks pretty quick. You see him working the mitts. He looks nice. So I don't know, man. That's really the big question, right?
Yeah.
I mean, these are the big question marks.
I mean, he looks good. He looks good. I mean, I look good, but I know I can't go 2 rounds.
Not with Deontay Wilder, probably not.
But
Deontay Wilder, by the way, only weighed in at 212 and a half.
Well, that's good. That's good. Muhammad Ali's coming at 215.
That's good,
and
man.
he was at his peak right there.
Yeah.
So I think that's good. 212.
That's
going to
be in his favor, right? A lot of people are worried about him, saying he looks small, 212, going up against the guy 256. They said the same thing when he went up against Ortiz, and he was only 214. Some people say he should have gone up to maybe 220. You think he's good where he's at?
No. That kind of weight, that means he has a little bit more speed. You're quicker. And
I agree 100%.
Hey, because if you don't have that conditioning and you're a little too heavy, you're going to find yourself a little sluggish after the 5th round. And then you know what? Then you start to look like a boring fighter.
I feel like if your advantage is motor and output and athleticism and speed, then why would you gain weight? I mean, he's not going to gain more than Tyson Fury. He's not going to become the bigger guy. So why not play to your strengths?
In the regular weight classes, I mean, for the heavyweight, you don't have to make weight.
No, sir.
I mean, there could be anything over 200
Anything
as
over
a heavyweight. But, I mean, if you're in a lighter division, some of these fighters, let's say Canelo Alvarez and let's Triple G, they weigh in tonight. Tomorrow night, they come in 10, 15 pounds more above.
Yeah, because they're completely dehydrated.
And I don't agree with that because that's going to make them sluggish. It's like putting a knapsack on your back with a 10, 15 pounds of potatoes on your back, and you got to lug that with that weight around that you haven't been lugging around for the last 2 or 3 months because you've been making weight. Now, all of a sudden, overnight, you put on 15 pounds. Come on. You're going to be sluggish.
But that 15 pounds is more like their natural weight, though, isn't it? Isn't that what kind of the alternate argument is? But they couldn't, like Triple G couldn't fight at 160 exactly because he's too dehydrated. He has to dehydrate himself to get down to that weight.
I'm just against these guys putting on so much weight overnight.
I understand that. Yeah.
Back in the old days, you get weighed in the same day that you used to fight.
And they say that's what's dangerous, though, right? Because you're forced to rehydrate same day. I mean, the studies have shown that's more dangerous, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the answer is. There's a hydration testing that they do in some corners of the world that I've heard Joe Rogan talk about on his show, and I think it's an interesting concept to be able to where they check your hydration levels going in.
Yes.
So you're really as big as you can, or as small as you can be while fully hydrated. I think that's something the boxing should look more into. And I don't know if I knew somebody who was connected with the WBC, I might talk to him about introducing it.
Well, the thing is that they already been doing studies. The WBC is one of the first.
They're at the forefront of all this stuff. I know that.
They do all kinds of studies, and they have all kinds of programs already in place. But I think that WBC is doing a great job, and they're monitoring everything real close, and they're also monitoring that the weight loss that you're losing much gradually. so you don't lose like 15 pounds or less.
And correct
10 days.
Yes, sir. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there was a rehydration thing that was just reintroduced, 10%, right? That's capped.
Yeah.
So let's say you fight at 147 and you make 146.8, and then that next day you can't gain more than 14.7 pounds. Essentially, you can't gain more than 10% of your the weight that you gain.
Yeah, that's
which I think is smart, right?
Yeah, some states require that, and some sanctioning body, but not all yet.
No,
but it's something that
we did just make. There was a big. I don't remember exactly, but I think a lot of the sanctioning bodies voted on doing that starting next year, which I think is a huge step forward for the safety of the fighters. I know you being a former referee, safety of the fighters is your number one concern, and that's why I love talking about this stuff.
Yeah, well, we had when we had Devin Haney, who I represent. Devin Haney's up and coming,
yes, sir.
lightweight. And we weighed in Temecula, California last month, and he made the weight. And the next month he had to come in to make sure that he was now more 10 pounds over what he weighed the day before.
Yeah, so that's what part of the thing.
So it's good. It's a good thing, you know.
I agree 100%, man. I think that's a smart rule, and I think it's anything that promotes the safety of these fighters who literally put their lives on the line for our entertainment on a nightly basis is good for me. I'm all for that.
Yeah.
I got to tell you guys. There's a little secret in radio where it's not really a secret, but some weeks we come in here and we go, well, this is the 15 things we have to talk about. Let's see if that could fill up a half hour, because there's not really big news. There's nothing crazy, nothing that fills up, But honestly, today I wish we had 5 hours to talk about this fight today, because honestly, I could not be more. I don't know if you guys can feel it, but there's a buzz in this room. There's an energy that accompanies a big heavyweight title match like this, and I could not be more excited to watch this fight tonight.
I feel like I want to.
Yeah.
I want to. I mean,
oh my God! I've been shadowboxing all week, and I never even boxed. I'm not even kidding. I'm so excited about this fight. I got out of the car today, and
I was in the shower this morning shadowboxing.
I know you were.
I was throwing punches. I was through the drops.
When me and our producer Charlie Carrillo, when we jumped out of the car at the same time, he goes, "The big one today, baby!" And we both went, "Woo!" We were so excited.
Yeah.
It's just the truth, man. It's just something about it. Fight night. There's just something about fight night.
The electricity in the air.
Exactly.
Can you imagine tonight at ringside when they get these fighters coming into the ring? I remember when I was in that ring ready to referee my fights, and Mike Tyson would be coming there, walking down the aisle, coming through, warming up. He's coming in. Everybody's looking, and everybody's taking pictures. The electricity in the air. And then you got his opponent coming in. You got Evander Holyfield or Larry Holmes. You got coming into the ring. The electricity in the air, and the fans are all just eager to hear that first bell ring, and that's what it's going to be tonight.
Let me ask you something. This is an interesting. You're one of the few people who can answer this question. One of the few people on the planet. You've been in the middle of a ring during how many? Like over 100 different title matches, right? One way or another.
176.
176. Who's counting?
Something like that.
So you were in there with De La Hoya. You were in there with Floyd Mayweather. You were in there with all these people, the biggest fighters in the world. What was the difference between a heavyweight matchup? And any other when it's a title fight? Because it feels different, right? It feels different right now.
Well, for me, it was pretty much the same.
Okay.
I mean, it's championship fight is a championship fight.
Makes sense.
And the referee got to try to maintain that coolness.
That makes sense.
You can't show emotions. You can't get emotionally involved.
Does it feel different in the room though? Does the buzz feel different? The hype leading up to the fight?
You got some gloves right now. I feel like I can fight with you right now.
You might.
I feel that good right now.
Exactly.
But no, there's a big difference when you have the real thing. These fighters walking into the ring and they're coming in there. You're in there with them.
Two Goliaths.
And you walk over to them. You want to check their gloves. Make sure that the trucks are not too high. You make sure they got the mouthpiece. You do all this pre-fight, routine that we do for the fighters. Then you walk over to the other guy. Then you got to watch out that the other guy doesn't get close. One opponent get close to the other. And there's bad blood going on between them. Now you got
tonight.
Now you got the inspectors in there, and the inspectors make sure they keep control of the corners. Hey guys, we got so much more to talk about, but I want to go into a brief commercial, and we'll be right back with more excitement. Welcome back again to the Fairbairn Firm Show here with Joe Cortez and my co-host John Zimmel.
Woohoo!
John,
yes,
tonight, we were talking about the electricity in the air.
Yes, sir.
When these fighters coming into the ring, the referee checks out the attire, make sure they got the mouthpiece, the cup, make sure everything is right now. When they go to the other side, the inspectors make sure the inspectors keep these fighters away from each other. Sometimes there's bad blood between them.
Yes, sir.
You don't want nobody throwing a punch at one another before the fight even starts.
Cost everybody millions of dollars.
Yeah,
exactly.
If a guy gets hurt, cut. The fight can't even go on.
Exactly.
You got to make sure things stop, because sometimes these fighters,
it's kind of
they act kind of foolish and they lose control. And one of the things we learn in boxing is the discipline. Know how to take control of yourself. Don't Don't lower your guards. But you lose your control. You're lowering your guards. You're going to make mistakes.
Well, that's one thing. Actually, speaking of that bad blood, when you talk about that, Tyson Fury apparently asked people in charge. I don't know who actually
the promotion.
Yes, the promotions. If they could scrap the final face-off, because they almost got into it yesterday during the weigh-in, and he said that he according to him, he almost hit Deontay Wilder, and he said if he gets in front of him again, he's definitely going to hit him. Do you think this is just promotion, or do you think there's something to be said about the fact that he doesn't want to do a face-off? Well, that seems kind of significant.
Well, you know what? Maybe it's working on him psychologically, but I think that I've seen face-offs before. Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis, they got into it. They got
hit him in the leg, right?
I mean, they got into a big fight on the stage. The day before the press conference, and then he ended up biting a Holyfield's leg. Yeah. Something a lot of people don't even know. They know about him biting Holyfield's ear off, but they forget he also bit Lennox Lewis on the leg.
On the leg, man.
So, I mean...
and speaking of these negotiations, this kind of stuff, there's been a lot of this back and forth, a lot of, obviously we talk about how easy this fight was to be made when compared to the Anthony Joshua one, but there's still negotiations. It's kind of how it goes. But we just found out, yesterday, that Tyson Fury he was still fighting for the larger ring size and a 24-foot ring, and he had to settle for the 20-foot ring, and he famously beat Vladimir Klitschko. That was in a 24-foot ring. How does this 20-foot ring work as a disadvantage to him or an advantage to Wilder, or does it matter?
Well, he requested a 24-foot ring, and that's unheard of. 20-foot ring is what is a norm, which is what we go for here in Las Vegas. Every big fight here in Vegas is 20 square.
No matter what.
Ring, no matter
Almost
what.
Every day. Yeah.
Nobody gets 21, 22, 23, 24. Not even Ali. Ali was fighting a 20 square foot ring.
So, but if you're Tyson Fury and you're known for being mobile and being a defensive fighter, and people call him a runner or whatever it is, but he's a defensive fighter. He's working on his heels. Obviously, a bigger ring would be more room to I don't want to say run and I don't want to say hide, but there's probably a better word for it.
I have never seen a ring larger than 20 square foot, okay? So if anybody's talking about 21, 22, 20, and this guy, Tyson Fury, for 24.
Well, he beat Klitschko with 24. He was able to stay out of the...
Well, you know what? Maybe that's how he beat him, because he got 24
ring. It is, because he was able to dance around for an extra 4 feet.
But here the norm is 20 square foot ring, and that's what they're going to get tonight.
So that was never going to happen.
No,
and him and his promoters probably knew that going in.
Yeah, they know it going in. They know that. Never.
It's like asking for 8-ounce gloves or something.
You never seen that happen here in the United States. Anything more than 20 square foot ring.
Okay,
that
makes sense.
They use 24 back in Europe for him, but more power to him. But not ever going to happen here.
No. So he's in a tighter space and that's not good when you're going up against a guy who likes to fight on the outside, with a big reach like Deontay Wilder, man. 7-foot wingspan.
Yeah, these guys got, the height, Tyson Fury is 6'9", and Deontay Wilder about 6'7". These are two giants in the ring.
Giants.
But you know what? I think speed is going to be a big factor tonight's
I think
fight.
Athleticism is going to be a big one, man.
Yeah, well, Tyson, Deontay Wilder, you can look at his physique. He looks like a Mr. Universe when he comes into that ring. It's a heavyweight, really. He talking about physically looking good. The top of the game. He looks like any lightweight, welterweight, cut, trim.
He does. He doesn't look like a fat heavyweight.
Never.
He looks like a boxer,
he's bigger. You remember that guy Butterbean?
Of course I remember Butterbean.
That guy come in like about 300 pounds, man. He looked like a big Butterbean. That's why they call him Butterbean.
That's what Tyson Fury looked like last year.
And he would knock guys out 2 or 3 rounds because he couldn't go more than that. But he ended up fighting Larry Holmes.
Did he?
And went out a decision with Larry Holmes.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
To go 12 with Larry Holmes.
But Larry Holmes was finished.
Butterbean was like a joke, but Butterbean was fun, man. He was entertaining.
Larry Holmes, you could have called him Butterbean that night as well.
Hey, there's that famous YouTube video that it's got and it has you between Mike Tyson and Butterbean.
Oh yeah.
And it says like biggest heavyweight knockout. It's like what I showed you that one time. It was like 20 million views.
Yeah, but
and it shows you standing, but they never fought each other.
They never fought.
Did you ever did you ever do a Butterbean fight?
I did about 3 or 4.
Oh, there we go. Cool. Yeah, were they fun?
Well, he was a puncher.
Yeah, he
wasn't
was
about it. But you give him credit. I won't give him cash. I give him credit.
You give him credit. That makes sense.
Yeah.
We talk about the purses for tonight. Obviously Deontay and Tyson Fury are getting a big cut of the pay-per-view, so it doesn't really matter what they're getting. But for the record, Deontay's making guaranteed $4 million. Tyson Fury's making guaranteed $3 million. The interesting one to me is Jarrett Hurd, who's just who's defending his title and coming off of that fight against Laura. He's making $1 million, but his opponent Jason Welburn, only making $30,000. That seems like a low amount of money for an undercard on a fight of this magnitude.
That's like tip money.
He needs a better agent or promoter.
He's getting a tip for the fight tonight.
That's basically it, though. I'm not even kidding. Because then you look at, because even Joe Joyce is making $40K. His opponent's making $50K.
Wow.
A guy named Carlos Lozano, who I've never heard of, is making the same amount, $30K. Luis Ortiz is making $375,000, which I'm really happy for him. He's fought a long career.
He should have been in the $1 million mark easy.
Yeah, but he's not selling the fight, at that much. But at least he's making over $250,000. I feel bad for that Welburn.
It'll cover his mortgage for the year.
It should. I hope so.
Yeah.
How much is a house in Cuba? I don't know.
No. He lives in Miami. He lives here in the States. He's not back in Cuba.
I love it, dude. He's so cool walking around. I feel for him. I want him to get another shot against somebody because he deserves it.
Yeah, Luis Ortiz definitely deserves it. I mean,
I've always liked that.
You guys remember last year when he fought Deontay Wilder and he hurt Deontay Wilder with a right hand.
I just rewatched that, man.
And put him on Queer Street.
Yeah.
He was really, he didn't know what the hell was going on, Deontay Wilder. He got rocked so bad. And I thought Wilder was going down. I said, "Oh no, don't go down."
Think of all of
We want to reserve you for Anthony Joshua.
I know.
That's the fight the fans want to see. Anthony Joshua is the big name out there, but he's not talking up about fighting. He's not even going to be at the fight.
Not even going to be there. Not even going to be there. And when he fought his last fight against Povetkin, he said he didn't want Deontay Wilder there. I mean, look, how much more can or if he gets there, he doesn't want him, he won't come in the ring, blah, 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 blah. He's trying to not have his name be involved with Deontay Wilder's name. He's, I don't know what else to say. If he's not scared, then I don't know what's going on.
I got a feeling his promoter,
Eddie Hearns
is in a mix. He probably tells you, don't show up for that because I don't want to put you on the spot.
Exactly.
Let's, we got a couple other fights for you lined up. Let's secure another $20-30 million.
Speaking of that man, Anthony Joshua, and because of, obviously he's the heavyweight champion of the world. He's got 4 belts. He's the man. But I'm going to go on record right here. I think the winner of this fight right here, because of their willingness to fight anybody, because of their resumes, because of what they're doing and what they've traversed, the winner of this fight today is the baddest man on the planet. The old thing that Mike Tyson used to say, Lennox Lewis used to say, the baddest man on the planet. I think that's the title that I would give the gentleman who comes out victorious in today's fight.
Well, yeah, I agree with you. We're going to talk more about that, but we're going to go into another brief commercial. And fans, please don't go away. We got so much more exciting stuff to talk about. Welcome back again here to the Fairfield Firm Show here with Joe Cortez and my co-host John Zimmel. And as you guys know, we're wrapping it up for tonight. I mean, we're wrapping up the show here now, but tonight is the night that we're waiting for to see who's the baddest man on the planet.
Yes, sir.
Being that Anthony Joshua is not in the mix right now.
No,
I mean, not even want to be at ringside.
Not going to talk about it.
Talk about it. Come on, Give me a break. Give me a break. I want to see... I want to see these guys get into the mix. I want to see Anthony Joshua. But what's going to happen is, there's only like a 4 or 5 name heavyweights right now in the world active. And once they bump each other up, maybe by the end of next year, there won't be nobody left in the heavyweight division.
Or what if they're all exciting fights? I mean, what if this fight tonight is exciting? Tyson Fury's up, 8-1 and then gets caught.
Yeah.
And then Deontay Wilder fights Joshua and wins, but then Joshua comes and Fury beats him, and then they have to, what if it's a little round table like they used to do in the 80s in the middleweight?
You know what, John? You know what I'm thinking about?
What happened?
Putting you on as a promoter.
You think so?
Yeah. We can mix them up real good with your ideas.
I got all these big ideas, Joe.
No, that's good. You're the man, Dan.
Yeah. Oh man, I could probably get more money for Jason Welburn than his promoter did because I feel bad for him. $30,000 to fight Jarrett Hurd for 2 belts or 3 belts. WBA, IBF, and IBO super welterweight titles.
So they gave him $10,000 belt.
$10,000 a belt. That's basically.
Come on, give me a break, man. I mean,
horrible when you say it like that.
I wouldn't even come back for that kind of money.
You shouldn't.
Come on, man. That's tip money, man.
It's so bad.
But anyway, I know Charlie, my man here, Charlie, the engineer. He walks around with $30,000 in his pocket.
Usually, yeah. And he doesn't even have to fight Jarrett Hurd to do that.
That's right. Come on, you kidding me?
That's crazy, man. And I don't want to disparage anybody's money, but that's not enough money to get in the ring with Jarrett Hurd for 3 belts. It's just not enough money. We try not to look in another man's pocket and, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, there's a reason these numbers are released. People like to talk about them. People like, money's a very important part of this sport, and promotion is as well. And that just seems crazy low to me.
You get some of these amateurs come out from the Olympics into the pros.
First fight?
Yeah, they'll get $100,000.
Oh.
200,000.
100%.
For a 4-round fight.
Exactly.
Come on, they got to fight for the championship with 3 belts.
3 belts.
$30,000,
Super welterweight, big class.
$10,000 a belt.
Yes, against the guy who just came off of probably the fight of the year with him against Lara.
You know what? I would say that's a disgrace. I think that's something that's unfair to that fighter.
You know how much this pay-per-view costs?
Come on, you know what?
$75 a person.
Yeah.
$75 a person.
You can't afford to pay this guy.
You can't afford to pay the guy on the very last undercard.
At least give him $100,000.
I mean, that's all.
He's fighting for a championship, and the chance that he's not going to win. So at least let him walk away with something. He's never going to get a shot again like this.
$30,000.
You know, come on, let's take care of these guys.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%, man.
It's not fair.
Speaking of the undercards, though, I'm excited about that fight. Like we said, Jared Hurd just came off of that huge win up against Arislandi Lara in what's definitely going to be on our short list for fight of the year at the end of the year when we're doing our awards. And then you got Luis Ortiz, King Kong, who we just talked about, had a very exciting fight earlier this year against Wilder. Came back and won, I think, a first-round knockout against Sampaluca in his next fight. And he's going to be fighting a guy named Travis Kaufman. It's probably just another showcase. And speaking of showcases, we got Joe Joyce, who I know you like a whole lot. You've met him. You want to speak on that fight?
Yeah, Joe Joyce is a young fighter, 33 years of age. I'd say young because 33 is young.
Well, he's inexperienced in his prospect still.
Yeah. I mean, 33 is young compared to me. So
and he's a heavyweight. Remember that, you know?
He's a heavyweight. So I say heavyweights develop a little later. Mm-hmm. He's a silver medalist representing the United Kingdom. He's a gentleman, a good-looking guy. Has talent. He's tall. He's about 6'9".
Yeah, I think he's pretty big.
He's tall. And he has great boxing skills.
And he can move. Yeah, I like that kid, man. I think he's going to be good. The only question is, can he figure it out before his body betrays him? No, 32 is I mean, he turned pro at what, at 30?
Yeah, but you know what? I would say he only has 6 pro fights on his belt. Oh, I believe all 6 of them are knockouts. But, he's going to end up fighting next year. He'll end up fighting for a major, not major, but a main event. They're going to put him right up to the...
It won't be pay-per-view, but I agree with you.
It'll be on the step to the big one. I think the year after next, by the time he's 34, 35, he'll be fighting for a title for sure. You can't waste time there.
No, exactly. He's fighting a guy named Joe Hanks. You ever heard of Joe Hanks?
Joe Hanks.
Guess how much money Joe Hanks is making?
Only his mother knows him.
Exactly. $50,000, Joe
$50,000. Another guy, tip money. Oh, my God.
But at least but you know what?
I never heard of this guy.
No, but he's making almost double what the other guy, what Jason Welburn's making. And Welburn, he's at least going for 3 belts.
I bet you they bring a Joe Palooka in, they're probably paying $30,000. Come on,
it's crazy, man. Obviously, we talked about how Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. was supposed to be fighting Alfredo Angulo. He withdrew because his dad said he wasn't ready or something else embarrassing. Another sad chapter in that man's career.
Yeah. We don't even go into it right now.
No, I don't want to.
It was something negative.
Too much positive now.
But I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, let's keep on with the positive.
Exactly. But unfortunately, Alfredo Angulo was trying to find a different opponent. He did not, so he'll be off the card.
How come they should have called me?
They should have called you, Joe.
I would have taken it, but not for $30,000.
It's so funny. I know. And also, Anthony Yarde was supposed to make his return tonight, but he couldn't find any opponents either. So maybe they didn't. Did you change your number or something?
Yeah, they should have called me. They got my number.
You got your number. That's weird.
Send me an email.
You're a Nevada guy, and they like California guys.
I still got a little spark of the old flash, man.
Speaking of which, I know you don't like to criticize anybody, but do you know anything about any of the judges or referees? I know they're California guys. You may not know them that well, but do you have any information on them?
I don't even know who the referee or the judges are for this fight.
Cool. Yeah, they were people I'd never heard of. I looked them all up. I'd never heard of them, and I know most of them. Obviously.
But the referees, it got to either be Kaiz.
He has to be good, yeah.
Or it got to be Jack Reese. Kaiz, Jack Reese, Taylor. There's a handful of good referees out in California.
Oh, absolutely.
But to do the big heavyweights like this, I would imagine they'd probably pick a guy like Jack Reese.
That makes sense.
Who's a bigger guy.
Hey, it's weird that it's in California, right? I mean, we know why. We'll talk about it right now, but it's kind of, when was the last big fight in California you could think of? There's some little ones in Carson.
Yeah, but heavyweight, you never hear heavyweight championship fight, with the exception back in the day when Ali was fighting.
Yeah.
But that fight could have been taking place here.
It should have taken place here.
At the T-Mobile Arena, but
Justin Timberlake is scheduled to perform, so they had to do it at Michelle Obama's going to be at Barclays Center.
She's performing there?
She's performing. She's doing a whole one-woman show.
She's singing, eh?
She's singing and dancing. She does it all. I've heard great things.
Hey, she will be one of the Supremes.
Would you be surprised? She could do it all.
She'd be on there with Diana Ross.
I heard she's fighting.
Oh, she's fighting?
Yeah. So she's got to fight that night.
The main event?
At Barclays. Well, I hope so, yeah. And then Justin Timberlake was supposed to be here, but I guess he got some kind of throat something, and he canceled. So all that money, all that buzz that could have been here in Las Vegas, was in L.A., and I hope they appreciate it.
If I would have been a promoter for that fight, for the Eddie Hearn thing, I would have. I would tell Justin Timberlake. I would have told him, you know what, buddy? Here's side money for you.
It's a big handful of money.
Here's a handful of money. Step aside. We want this fight in Vegas.
How much money? I mean, look.
Justin Timberlake would have taken it.
Of course he would. Canelo Triple G
would have been more than $30,000.
I guarantee you, it would have been more than $30,000. Single seats will be more than $30,000. I'm telling you though, like the Canelo Triple G here did 23 and 21 million. So that would have. I mean, you're leaving over $10 million on the table, guaranteed. It's crazy.
So Justin, here's $10 million.
Easy.
Walk away.
Walk away.
I need the arena for the night. He was there. Thank you.
Oh my God! You guys, make sure you catch this fight. You literally can't miss it. It's too exciting.
Yeah.
Make sure you catch us on Monday on all of our other shows. We've mentioned them a million times, and we're gonna be recapping it.
Now the fight tonight will be on pay-per-view, so don't miss it. If you can't afford it, get a couple of your buddies together, put $10 a piece, and you can. I'm sure you can afford to watch that.
Yeah,
fight.
there you go.
But I'm sure we'll be watching it, guys. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and next week we'll be talking about the results of the fight. Take care. Happy holidays. And remember, guys, keep your guards at all times. Keep them up. I'm fair, but I'm firm, guys. Take care. Good luck. God bless.